Brett had always trusted his senses. The warmth of morning sunlight on his face, the rough texture of the wooden desk he worked at, the familiar hum of the ceiling fan above him. These were anchors. Proof that he was here, alive, and real. But that certainty began to fracture the night he had the dream. It started ordinarily. He found himself walking through a quiet city street at dusk. The sky was painted in shades of orange and violet, and the air felt unusually dense, as if every breath carried weight. People passed by him, their faces unfamiliar, yet oddly significant, like characters he should remember but couldn't. He checked his phone. No signal, no time, just a blank screen reflecting his own face. Strange, he muttered. Though nothing felt truly strange, it all felt normal. That was the unsettling part. Days seemed to pass inside that world. He ate, worked, spoke to people. He even formed connections, deep ones. There was a woman he met at a cafe who laughed at his dry jokes. There was an old man who claimed to recognize him from somewhere else. "You'll wake up," the old man had said, staring directly into his eyes. Brett had laughed it off. From what? The old man didn't answer. Then came the moment. A loud crack split the sky. Not thunder, something sharper, like reality itself tearing open. The ground beneath Brett's feet began to dissolve, breaking apart into fragments of light. The people around him froze, their movements stuttering like a paused video. And suddenly, he woke up. Brett jolted upright in his bed, drenched in sweat. His room, his ceiling fan, his phone buzzing beside him. Everything was back to normal. "It was just a dream," he whispered, pressing his palms against his face. The relief was overwhelming. Of course, it wasn't real. Dreams felt real sometimes. That was all. He got up, went to the kitchen, poured himself a glass of water. The cool liquid grounded him. The world felt stable again. This was reality. This had to be. Days turned into weeks. But something lingered. A faint discomfort. Small inconsistencies. The clock in his room occasionally skipped a second. Reflections in mirrors sometimes lagged by a fraction. And once, just once, he saw the same man from the dream, the old man, standing across the street. When Brett blinked, he was gone. He tried to ignore it. Until the night everything repeated. Another crack, another fracture, another collapse. This time, when Brett woke up, it wasn't in his room. He was lying in a white, unfamiliar space. Smooth walls. No windows. A faint mechanical hum filled the air. He tried to move, but something restrained him. A voice echoed, calm and clinical. "Subject 47 has regained consciousness." Brett's heart pounded. What is this?" he asked, his voice trembling. Footsteps approached. A figure in a sterile suit stood over him, observing. "You're awake earlier than expected," the figure said. "Where am I? What's happening?" The figure paused, as if considering how much to reveal. "Your previous environment has been terminated." "My, what?" "The simulation you were in, it ended." Brett's breath caught. No, that was real. That was my life." The figure tilted its head slightly. That is a common reaction. Brett struggled against the restraints. "Let me go. I need to go back." "There is no back," the figure replied. Silence fell. Then Brett asked the question that had begun forming in his mind. Heavy and terrifying. If that was a simulation, then what is this? For the first time, the figure hesitated. Then it spoke. "We don't know." The room dimmed slightly, as if responding to something unseen. Alarms began to echo faintly in the distance. The figure turned away, speaking urgently into a device. "Level breach detected. Possible awakening cascade. Brett's mind raced. Awakening. Cascade? The figure looked back at him, and for a brief moment, something human flickered in its eyes. Try to stay calm, it said. Stay calm, Brett repeated, his voice breaking. You just told me my entire life wasn't real. The figure's expression hardened. And yet, it said quietly, you believed it completely while you were inside it. The alarms grew louder. The white walls around them began to flicker. For a split second, just a split second, Brett saw something beyond them. Darkness. Endless, layered darkness. Like another world waiting behind this one. And then he understood. This wasn't the end. This wasn't the real world. This was just another layer. The last thing Brett heard before everything went black again was the figure's voice, distorted and fading. Prepare for the next reset.